Don't know, what do you reckon? Is this a performance? It's a bit of a performance. Morning. Hello there, I'm Tim, and he's someone who takes weather reports seriously. And this is week 3 of my How to Murder Feet Coast Path, Southwest Coast Path special thing. It's about 10 AM on Sunday, the 23rd of September. I'm just about to try and walk from Padstow, there it is. Lovely sunny Padstow with the tide out, to St Ives. Yes, I am a man who is going to St Ives. I can't remember the rhyme or the riddle, but that'll come to me. I've got a week to remember it. Anyway, yes, this is looking quite windy. It's about 20 mile/h winds at the moment, which is good really, because when I was planning this trip, it looked to me on the reports like it was going to be gusting 50 mile/h. But I was going to go for it anyway, because, you know, YOLO, only live once. Yeah, so got a bit of trudging in 20 mile/h rain to deal with at the moment, so I'm going to set off, and we'll probably elaborate more on the overall plan when I find another quiet dry bit somewhere. But yeah, here we go again. Here we go, up and out. Don't know if you can hear this, by the way. I have got a new microphone after the problems of last time, for which I apologise. I think I must have yanked on the cable and it came away from the inside, something like that. Yeah, so brand new microphone today. But you might still hear a bit of crumpling and crinkling and wind noises and stuff, because I've actually got it stuffed inside my coat there to keep it dry. So that'll pass. Bear with it. It's probably worth sticking with it. There's Padstow. I spent the night in that imposing grey building there, because after last time, one of my early on bitching was mostly centred around having to travel for like 6 hours to get to the start of the trail, and then do a whole day's hiking in the half a day that remained from 2 PM. It wore me out a bit, pushed my pace a bit harder than I'd liked. So Saturday, yesterday, I just spent the day coming down on the train, then mooching around Padstow. Met up with friend of the show, Dath, went out for some drinks, had a meal. That was good. And yeah, now I'm fresh and had a big hotel breakfast. It's quite an imposing and posh hotel, actually. I think I sort of panicked a bit on the hotel booking website, and next thing you know, the Metropole, 4-star. It was very good, but yeah, perhaps a little more than I needed. So here we go. This is the Camel Estuary. I'm assuming you can still hear this. Yeah, at low tide, you can see all the big sandbars and stuff. And there's one out there, that one just to the left there, just on down the water. That's called the Doom Bar, responsible for wrecking all sorts of shipping over the centuries. And they've even named a craft beer after it in these parts. So there you go. Well, it's not craft beer, it's quite a famous one, which I had a pint of last night. Very good. And you can see the ferry there, that little yellow boat. That's the boat I was on last time. Sorry, extreme close up. And that's rock over there, and then all that coast over there is where I was trudging down on my last day of the previous week. So now I'm going back up the same estuary on this side, up to Stepper Point, and then Trevose Head, past Harlyn, Constantine Bay, and then down to Port Coffin for the day. And the rain seems to be letting up a bit, which is good. Yeah. So I'm probably not going to. Yeah, I've lots more to talk about the weather, but it's a bit windy here, so I don't know how much of it I'll get through. I'll do some more later. Got to keep my head down and keep pushing into the wind. Look at those colours! Lovely! I'm doing this for fun, you know. Of my own free will. I mean, yeah, lovely and all, but kind of glad it's dropped to only 20 miles/h in the end. Found a relatively sheltered bit. Good. Yeah, look. Wooden slats. I can sleep there if things go wrong. So, let's have a look. Let's establish a narrative. Otherwise it's just going to be me screaming into a microphone for like 3 weeks. Yeah, look, here we are, Newquay and Padstow. This is my first map. So here's the overall plan. Regular viewers will probably remember I made it to Padstow, which is not actually marked on this. It's in the orange one there, just under the bit Wadebridge there, that little estuary north of Wadebridge is where I am walking up the side of now. I'm walking up the western side of that, towards the top. So yeah, down to Newquay, down along the coast there, past Truro, quite a long way past Truro really, and then down and up to St Ives. That is my week's adventure. There to there. It's a relatively easy week compared to the two I've done already. It should be much flatter, much more easygoing according to the guide website. A lot less strenuous, not quite as much back-breaking ups and downs, although there'll be some. It's all much more low-lying, rarely more than like 50 metres above sea level most of the way along. Sort of a long, low sweep before it rises up again at St Ives onto the end of Land's End. Yeah, 66 miles over 6 days, 11 miles a day. I could do maths. And I'm going to do about 13 today, and I've got the whole day to do it instead of the usual half-day start, so that's good. I'm aiming for a campsite tonight because the weather was going to be mad. Oh, little dog walkers out and about today. I was just buzzed by a dog the size of a Shetland pony earlier. I mean, it was nice and placid and gentle, just had a sniff and then wandered off, but my God, it was big enough for me to ride. So I think dogs have a finite amount of anger when they're born, you see, which is why the tiny ones tend to be an absolute nightmare and the big ones are generally gentle giants. So there you go, dog psychology bonus factor. So yes, I'm in for a campsite tonight somewhere yonder, because tonight was originally, when I was doing my research, because I do some, it said it was going to be 50-mile-an-hour gusting storms today, and petering off to about 20 or 30 mile an hour tonight, when I would be otherwise putting my tent up. So I figured rather than do that on a narrow cliff precipice, I might want to try and find a campsite. And there happens to be a campsite just about where I was going to stop anyway. So I thought for the sake of £6, I can at least ditch the furtive surreptitiousness of it all and just go for safety instead. Camping somewhere I'm allowed to be, which will take a bit of pressure off. As it is, it's probably going to be a bit of an uncomfortable, blowy, bouncy night. But I've seen on Google satellite maps like a lateral stone wall that runs through the middle of the campsite, and I ought to be able to park one side or the other side of that and use that for kind of windbreak. So we'll see when I get there anyway. Yeah, 13 miles along a relatively up and downy day at long beaches as well. We'll see some of that, and the wind and weather should slacken off towards the evening and the afternoon. The rain should stop around 3 or 4, and by the time I'm putting my tent up, the wind should have dropped off to a leisurely 15 mile an hour anyway. So, and then according to the weather at that point, for the rest of the whole hiking week, it's going to be sunny with gentle breezes, with light patches of cloud here and there. So basically, this here right now, which is so windy I don't dare open the actual map, is about the worst weather I'm going to experience for the entire holiday. So that would be nice. But I need to just keep my head down and trudge on. I'm hale and hearty. I'm quite optimistic about it all. I've got all my I've got all my big stretchy rain cover on the bag. I've got my waterproof legs on, and I'll be able to ditch some of that later in the day. Yeah. I mean, I was going to go for it all and use this kind of schedule anyway, but I was expecting it to be a great deal more hardship than I seem to be lucking out and having. I mean, the nearer you get to now, the more accurate the forecasts are, the weather changes, air patterns move in unpredictable ways, so 5 days out is a bit more of guesswork than trying to predict 2 days out, or 1 day out, or tomorrow. Of course, the most accurate weather report of all is going outside and looking at the sky for right now, and now it's bearable. It's a bit blowy. I haven't put the gloves on and off to stop my fingers getting too cold, but it's not cold, and it's just, you know, the air, the wind racing over you constantly, taking the heat away. But the air temperature's it's about 14 degrees, so it's not you know, bitter, but just that constant blowing wind cools you down quicker than you'd like normally. So yeah, I just need to keep moving, keep my head down, keep trudging on, keep generating my own internal warmth, and then adjusting my layer strategy as temperature allows. Anyway, so I've been blocking this path enough. I think I probably ought to crack on. See you shortly. It's a bit windy. Oh God. If you can hear me in there, this is Stepper Point. Indeed 20 mile an hour winds, but they are blowing up cliff, so I'll probably be okay. That's where the path goes. Just have to be a bit careful, I think. Oh well. In case I don't make it, it's been great. Oh god, that's better. I can hear myself think again. A bit more sheltered down here. So yeah, big interesting stone tower thing on the top there. Far too windy to actually record anything up there though. Yeah, I don't know, some sort of landmark, smuggler post thing, Stepper Point I think this is. So over there we've got Trevose Head, lighthouse on there, lifeboat station, etc. So we go up there and then back down the other side, and then there's a beach on the far side, it's Constantine Bay, Harlem Bay in between. That's basically the day ahead. Look how sunny it suddenly got. Changeable weather today, changing for the good, certainly. Good. Yeah, a bit scary on the side there, but fortunately it's blowing inland. So the worst that happens if I lose my footing or get carried away is I just fall into the hillside above me. So I'll just get up and carry on. Fortunately, I mean, if that were blowing from the south on that place, I probably wouldn't even bother to try it. I'd have trekked inland a bit, because if I'd have fallen then it would have blown me off the cliff. So yeah, we're going up the up some grassy hilltop there. It's a bit of flat, gradual decline. I mean, yeah, like I say, inland for the descent off there, which is good because it's not so terrifyingly windy. Because this is, of course, in the aftermath of Storm Alley and Storm Brona. I should stop pointing the camera into the sun, sorry. Which caused untold devastation about a week and a half ago. Mostly across Northern Ireland and North Wales, southern Scotland. But we're feeling it here. Felt it back in Hampshire as well, on the night of its worst bit. And at one point it blew a poor woman off a cliff in her caravan and she died in a cliff-top caravan park somewhere in Galway or somewhere up north of Ireland. I don't know. So yeah, I'm being quite flippant about it all, clearly, but this kind of weather does need taking seriously. So I'm not going to be making any kind of crazy repeat of my cliff-top camp pitch last time. Should be looking for good solid inland pitches. And anyway, most of the rest of the week we're looking at much less windy conditions currently. So today is the worst weather I'll see all week, hopefully. So look at this, here we go. Bit of panoramic view stuff. And there we go, that's Padstow back there over the headland. Camel Estuary, tide coming in now. See all those sandbanks. Quite treacherous at low tide. And there we go, rolling Cornish hill country, farmland, grazing, dog walkers in the distance. And there's the future, that's where we're going next. And you can see how low-lying and flat it all is along there. I mean, there's nothing significant. The Bedrooth and Steps, apparently, the next, just chatting to a bloke up at the tower thing there. He's a bit of day hiking, comes here often, he's telling me about the place. Yeah, somewhere called Bedrooth and Steps, which we'll see after Constantine Bay, and probably tomorrow Bedrooth and Steps, I think about it. It's a bit up and downy, but I don't mind. You know, compared to all that nonsense around Hartland Quay and Bude last time, I think this should be a relatively easy week. Just gentle ups and downs. And yeah, a minor ruggedness, but nothing too major. And a big lighthouse on the end. We do like a lighthouse, don't we? So yeah, good. I've had a bit of a drink, some water, moving on. Try and get down off of this, the worst of this blowy stuff. I have no idea if you heard any of this. I think the microphone's working well, but who knows? It's John's problem for post-production, frankly. There we go. So here we are, somewhere or other, Porth something head type thing. Yeah, we're off what I thought was going to be the dangerous bit of the day. So all that rugged stuff up there with the onshore wind, without mishap. So now it's a big load of a little village there, some sort of car park and possibly a shop. I might look for a cup of coffee down there. I mean, there's a lot of lifeguard and some flags and some mer people. The ever-present mer people scouts preparing the way for an invasion. Yeah, but low-lying beach top stuff for quite a way now. I mean, possibly getting around the end of that head might be a bit interesting. And the weather's, yeah, I think that all looks coming my way. I mean, I think we'll get spatters of rain here and there, but I don't think there's anything massively heavy or stormy coming, so that'll be alright. Not going to bother taking the waterproofs off for a bit yet. We'll wait till we get a bit further around, I think. But yeah, it's going well, going well. I haven't had to stop. I mean, there's been a couple of down and ups in there. You can see some of it. And I just powered on up, which is weird, because I was huffing and puffing and taking breaths every sort of 100 metres previously. So I don't know, I feel fitter this time. So the bag is 1 kilogram heavier than last time, and I don't know why, because I think it's the same stuff in there. Some sort of 1 kilogram stowaway. That's what I'll find out as we go. On the other hand, I'm 5 kilograms lighter than last time. So you know, the joyless diet of unsalted mixed nuts in very carefully weighed proportions has been paying off over the summer. I'm also at the good end of a couch to 5k attempt again. So I can run 5k 3 times a week presently. So I'm quite fit and quite lean, so that's good. It does seem to be helping. I think more powerful than before. So yeah, we'll see as the week goes on. Obviously I haven't had to stop and take any kind of breaks nearly as much as I have done previously at this point, so that's good. Anyway, but speaking of breaks, I want to go down there and find a cup of coffee, my second of the day. Had a very good one. Had a very good breakfast at the hotel to get me going for the day. But yeah, see what we got down there. Alright, moving on. That bird. It's been balanced there on the wind for about 10 minutes. I don't know what species he is, some sort of starling or thrush or condor or something, but just consummately twitching every now and then, adjusting a wing here and there, and he hasn't moved relative to the ground in about 10 minutes. He might as well be pinned to the sky. Oh no, there he goes. And he's off. Oh no, new position. There you go, just utterly motionless relative to the ground. Looks like he's yeah, on an invisible rod. And his wings flick every now and then, and he adjusts for currents and twitches in the wind. Such skill, such innate grace. Amazing. It is still quite windy here, as you can see, as they can see. Yeah, good solid, I don't know, 20, let's call it 20, why not? Yeah, so I'm sort of toying with the idea of removing my trousers, because I think that might help. We got the, oh, I was on super zoom there. Yeah, I got the rainproof trousers on, which, it's not raining, but they're quite good for wind as well. But of course that makes the legs heat up, it means your legs don't cool down quickly enough as you're walking along. That bird's still up there. Yeah, so knowing when to remove my trousers is a key skill in life. So far yet to master. I think keep them on until we get all the way around that big old headland up there, because I reckon that's going to get pretty blowy up there. There's that bird still. There he is. Just hovering there for the sheer joy of it. Yeah, get around the end of that headland and start heading south, at which point that headland itself will probably shelter me from the wind somewhat. I can divest the trousers and get myself more comfortable. I have got other trousers on underneath, it's alright. Right, onward. Another coffee shop. I must be getting on for lunchtime now. It's about 1 o'clock. Covered about 6 miles, 7 miles, 6 I think. Which is good going. It's about 2.5 miles. It's good, an hour. Yeah, that's going to put me. I'm going to get to the campsite for about 3 or 4 in the afternoon, so I end up twiddling my thumbs for quite a the rest of the day. It's not really near anything else, so I don't really want to push on because that starts screwing my schedule a bit. So yeah, good going. Lovely out here. Just need the wind to die off a bit. I might even get the hat out. Yeah, I thought I was planning a dangerous weekend. Hold my beer, says the guy with the kite. We were looking at a catastrophe waiting to happen here. He'd literally been dragged along the sand there a moment ago. Clinging on for dear life. Hopefully he'll have enough sense to let go of the kite if it gets out of hand, but there you go. Powerful enough to drag him across the ground. Outstanding. Really very windy here still. Dangerously so. This is Harlyn Bay, Harlyn Beach. And the coast path is literally on the coast at the moment. I don't really enjoy it when it goes on actual beaches because it's really hard trudging. But I think we go up and to the left and onto the top again soon. Lifeguards there, supervising the beach. It is still tourist season, theoretically, end of the season really, but probably a bit too cold and windy for most people. A lot of dog walkers mostly, and reckless kitists. Kiters? For the kitologists? I mean, you can hear it humming away in the wind. And when it comes on the downward swoop and along the horizontal along the ground, it must have a hell of a lot of momentum. Easy enough to lift a small child if it catches it. Got a kite at home somewhere, I haven't flown it in years. Just dig it out again. Good times. So, heading onwards. It's around about 1 o'clock, half 1. Stocked up on chocolate bars and things. I don't really think there's much in the way of shops from here on till well into, and even the campsite I think is in the middle of nowhere a bit. I don't think there's any convenient local pubs, so I might be drawing on my stored reserves of nuts. Mind you, the day after that, midday through Monday, I'll be hitting Newquay, which is quite a sizable town. I'll be able to stock up and gorge when I get there. That's okay, no, I'm all sorted. Hello, that ice cream van's given up. No one wants your ice creams today. Having said that, I've just been in the shop and had a Magnum, so you know. Gotta have an ice cream on the beach in Cornwall, no matter what the weather or time of year. So yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna run for cover before that kite sees me. Still quite windy. So I don't know if you can even see that, or if I can even hold the camera steady enough to let you see it. Just on the horizon to the left of that rock in the sea, you can see in the very far distance some white flecks. Yeah, I don't know. But I think that's that radar installation we saw on day 3 of the last week in May. The one I wasn't allowed to take any photos of. Just north of Bude, so that must be a good 40 miles away in that direction. So there's some very good visibility today. So this is Mother Ives Bay. That over there, the lighthouse, lifeboat station, which is very Jerry Anderson. Look at that. I can't tell if that door's opening or is opened or is half open. Maybe they're just having a wander around outside. I think I can see a figure moving around on the ramp, but I don't know if it's actually going to launch anything while we're watching. I mean, you know, phoning in a fake Coast Guard rescue emergency is extremely poor form, so I shan't do that. But yeah, very Jerry Anderson. I like it. Yes, we're going to come and rescue you because that's what heroes do. But first, we're going to go on the ramp. Yay! Oh god, I can't even hold the camera still. You can probably guess how windy it still is. And there's a nice golden beach down there, so I've got to basically go down there and up past past Marineville, and then up onto the top and around the back, and then down the far side to the sea over there. And hopefully it's going to be a bit less windy once I'm down that end. Might consider chucking some of this extreme weather gear. But yeah, making good time. There's a lighthouse on the backside of this thing as well, so yeah, that'll be interesting. Anyway, I should probably go somewhere less windy to talk to you next. If you can hear me, it's all going well. Probably won't talk much here because it's extremely windy. So just look at the scenery instead. This is Trevose Head. Lighthouse down there. Some sort of radio mast. No, this isn't working. Ah, still windy. You can see the massive lens going around. Keeps rotating even when the light's off. That's probably a reason. There we are on Trevose Head, a new vista. Can't really see sun's in the way, but I don't know, somewhere down there's St Ives. And in the far distance, I don't know, can I make out Land's End a bit? Hard to say from here. Big long sweep of curving inland bay though. So yeah, we'll see what we see. I think that might be Godrevy Lighthouse rock ahead. Hard to tell. Anyway, better angles for that, I'm sure. We'll see more of that as we go. Yeah. God, I need to get off this rock. It's a bit windy. Here we are, Constantine Bay. It's still very windy, as you can hear. Yeah. I've managed to ditch some of the waterproof gear though. Still too windy for the hat, so I'm picking up a bit of sunburn, as you can see, which I think it was always a question of how much and not if. So yeah, that's a Constantine Bay down there. It's all a bit more sheltered, hopefully. Have to trudge across all of that sand next, and then onward. Been trying to work out what I can see on the horizon. It's hard to tell. There's a bit of gleam on the sea, so yeah. Alright, more from somewhere sheltered. Lovely. It's right near the water. It's a bit firmer. All that dune stuff I don't like trudging through. Oh, I used to come here as a kid. Childhood holidays, Constantine Bay on the beach. Ah, blimey. It's like 30 odd years ago. 35. Blimey, hasn't changed. Quays, I don't know. Quaries, something like that, rocks out there. There's the headland up there where we just were. Onward. This is a good four footers out there at least. Surprised there's not more mer people around. Mind you, it's such a lousy day earlier today. I imagine most of them have written the day off. Lifeguards still on the case. Fine commitment. That's lovely. Mostly being enjoyed by dog walkers, it has to be said. Yeah. A stiff breeze. Although not such a terrifying breeze now. Trianon Bay. Going to be a lot of these this week. Caravan sites around, people wandering about with anoraks on. Youth hostel up on the hill there. Another one. They're not nearly as many as I need, so wild camping it is. I'm going to worry a bit about the sun. It's too bright for my hat, it's too windy for my hat. And the hat is not just a fashion accessory, it does serve a valuable purpose. So anyway, up there and up the cliff and onward. Campsite awaits. Mer People Attack Squadron there, training. Run! Do your thing! Not sure, Melby. Here comes a wave. Do your wave thing! No, they're waiting for the right one. A perfect wave. One of these must be a perfect wave. They need to be much further out, I reckon. Quite big out there. Maybe they're trying to get there. It's quite tricky making headway when every time a wave comes along, it just pushes you back another 2 metres. It's facing in, it's facing in. Paddle, 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 paddle. Yeah! Ba 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 ba. Oh, fell it off. That's good. I'm impressed. You should be too. Wouldn't even know where to begin doing stuff like that. I think there's a pod of them over there. I think they're all just chatting, planning a bank heist probably. That's what they do. Yeah. Right, onward for me. Cloud coming over. There's on and off. It's on and off. It's alright, you know, Sky got angry, etc. Lobster Tim. Yeah. It's like a big vortex of, I don't know, soap suds, detergent or something, churning away, bubbles, and the foam gets carried up and some of it's coming up and landing on this cliff where I'm stood. Bizarre. Some sort of froth, effluent, I don't know. Not sure what's causing it. Someone's dumped a packet of washing powder in there or something. Entirely different colour to the rest of the foam. Pollution, I expect. It's probably alien. Windy, windy, windy. Still. Yeah, not quite sure what's ahead. Don't much care, I'm in the zone. Got that meditative trudge thing going on again. I can't tell if I've missed the village I'm aiming for or not. All these bays start to look quite similar after a while. I'm pretty sure if I hit Bedruthen Steps I've gone too far. Seagull rocks. Natural sanctuaries for them, no predators can get out there. Both of them on that second one. Yeah, wonderful place. Yeah, more sea, sun and sky. I think that's Porthcothan down there. There's another little harbour inlet village. Maybe a harbour, maybe a beach, who knows. But I think that, on the top of the hill above it, is the campsite I'm aiming at. So, yeah, and see what shall be seen. Nearly at the end of the day though, and that's not bad going. It's only about 4:45. Still another 2 hours of trudging available. But no, I don't think I'll push much further on because it all gets a bit national trusty beyond there, and I think they're a bit more keen on preventing ninja camping than most. So, no, this is good progress. 13 miles. Well, we'll get there and see what the deal is. Anyway, I'm going to see if there's a pub or a cafe or something down in the little village there first. Get some supplies and trudge on up the hill and see what the deal is up there. Well, here we are. End of the day. First night. This is the Atlantic View campsite. A rather rudimentary affair that suits my needs perfectly. £5 a night. Considerably cheaper than the hotel last night. And I found a spot here with a hedge and the toilet blocking the wind. I'm a good mile inland, just so there's no chance of me going over the cliff at all. Far enough away from these trees that they're not going to fall on me in the night if they crack. The hedge, likewise, you want to be at least the length of the height of the hedge away in length. Caravan just the other side of that, but that's fine. And there's some other people all over there. Yeah. I suppose the only downside is if the toilet block gets noisy in the night, but. To be honest, I don't think I particularly care. But this is a nice sheltered corner. Given the wind battering away at that hedge and the building on the other side, so yeah, I think this is a good spot. There's there's a toilet block and showers and things, and that's it. So there's like fresh water. There's no pubs or shops or anything nearby, so I shall be on my own resources. Most of these other people have got caravans full of stuff. I've got a backpack full of nuts. And a hip flask of amaretto, and I don't care. I'm going to be tired enough not to care anyway, so I've been snacking at various shops on the way here, so don't think I need anything big today. I can basically tomorrow set up, get packed up, move on, do Bedruthen Steps, which is a couple of miles of up and down cliff top, which I don't really want to do now. And then Newquay, where I shall probably be able to get quite a hefty hot meal of some sort before pushing on past there on to wherever. So yeah, I want to try and get Newquay's down at the end of the day for tomorrow, but I don't want to stop in Newquay because it's basically a large town, which makes ninja camping tricky. So I'll probably see how far past Newquay I can get before the sun goes down. But I'll be starting much earlier than today, so I should be able to get further. And yeah, no, train of thought gone. I'm going to put my tent up and get cosy and talk to you more then. Ah, see how we did then anyway. Tent's up. Home sweet home. Get the bag out in a minute. I finally had a chance to get the map out. It's been so windy today, I've been scared of losing it. So that's Padstow, just there. And we've basically gone up the coast there. Stay still. Around the top, around that really scary windy point, and then down to Travone Cafe, brownie, coffee, great. There's Harlyn Bay, around past that big Jerry Anderson lifeboat station. There's the lighthouse, down Constantine Bay. Something or other, Trearnan, yeah. This was Port Cowan, and there we go, day 2. And I'm there. That campsite there. So, doing well, that's 13 miles. I mean, obviously, if it had just trudged along the B3276, we could have done it in half a day, but that's not really the point. Yeah. So anyway, about 11 miles to do tomorrow. Basically all down the coast. It's a much more straight line though, so it looks further. But there it is, Newquay, day 3. But I'll probably try and push way on past Newquay till I find somewhere to wild camp rather than trying to set up somewhere in what looks to be quite a dense town. Yeah. Lots of cliff tops, not much down and up to be honest. It seems to be a similar level all the way across, which is good. Bedruthen steps. It's a big series of blocks in the sea there. Giant steps across, giant Bedruthen stepping across some stuff. I don't know. Maybe there'll be a sign. But yeah, going well so far there. The tent's all highly secure. Pegs driven all the way in. Guy ropes out. But I think my placement means I'll probably not have too much trouble. Should be good. So yeah, not much left to do now. There's a couple of hours before dark. I might just chill, listen to some radio, consume my weight in cashew nuts, get tipsy on amaretto. Good times. Yeah, so more tomorrow. See you next time.